women and kids running away screaming.
None of us wanted to hurt women and children, but at home we've got women and children and we want to go home to them. So yeah, we will do things to ensure our own safety.
There was a lot of anger, there were a lot of people who were hell-bent on violence, and I think quite clearly in that, there were injuries on our side and there were injuries on their side.
Amongst the injured was Manchester Constable Paul Kelly.
There was fights going on around me where people were being arrested who obviously didn't wish to be arrested. I'd seen a brick in a man's hand. To be honest, I was so close. I thought, this isn't going to throw. It's a weapon. He's going to use it as a weapon. Got me on my back foot really because he did throw it and it hit me.
Paul Kelly was taken away for treatment. The man later arrested for throwing the brick was miner Adrian Simpson. There were violent scenes in the streets around him.
I saw this police officer hitting another lad on the side of the road with a fire extinguisher. It was a small one about this height. I ran over the road to see if I could get this police officer's number. The next thing I knew, I just got such a clout at the back of my head, and as I was going down to the floor, I was hit again. All I remember from then is being lifted up with this truncheon under my chin, and then all I can remember is this guy hitting me in the mouth with it, and I just put my head down, and then all I remember is somebody kicking me and hitting me in the back.
After his beating, Adrian Simpson was arrested and charged. On his return home, he suffered severe convulsions and was rushed to hospital.
As I went through the accident and emergency doors, I had a convulsion and my heart stopped beating.
He was raced to intensive care, where his heart was restarted. But a brain specialist told him his head injuries would be longer lasting.
He said to me, I'll probably give you a sick note to keep you off work. He said probably for 10 years. And I thought at the time, I started laughing, to be quite honest. And I said, 10 years? Oh yeah, he said, there's no chance of you going back to work before 10 years. And after 10 years, while I'm still seeing you, he said, you might not go to work for another 10 years after that.
He hasn't worked since that day in August 1984. He still suffers from epileptic seizures and severe headaches.
If that man's still suffering to this day, well, that's a tragedy. I'm certainly happy that the force I saw being used on that day, both on that person and other people, was reasonable and proportionate. How he received those injuries, I do not know. I have no idea, but it's a tragedy.
But for Adrian Simpson, things got worse still.
I was charged with picking a lump of rock up and smashing it into a police officer's face. Where that police officer, there was a police officer hurt that morning, and what he actually got were a chipped tooth and a cut lip.
Adrian Simpson was later found guilty of the malicious wounding of PC Paul Kelly.
Got 3 months.
3 months?
Out on bail.
Pending an appeal.
Pending an appeal?
His appeal failed. He spent 3 months in prison, one of 200 miners jailed in the strike.
So I suppose that was the worst part about it, is being sent to prison for something that I never did.
Hatfield was left in shock at the ferocity of the 21st of August 1984.
So I'm coming along here, messing about, giving it that again. I looked up and the van pulled up. I realised then I was in serious trouble. You're a picket, no excuses, you're getting some clog. I slipped and went down. One of the most horriblest feelings you can ever want, with a van load of coppers chasing you. They were thumping me, but they weren't hitting me with truncheons. They were hitting me with fists like that, down on top of me.
Plaster for 6 weeks.
They came to knuckle and they came to crush, and they really attacked and really made us have it.
The police officers did what they were trained to do. They stood their ground, they were well disciplined. It was quite a scary thing, and they did a good job.